All right, here I am at the shop. Still going on this few month escapade of getting it set up. And just taking a minute to admire the machinery I have and realize how lucky I am to have it. So everything is thrown in place. The South Bend 10K is kind of just like tossed in, place here with these Vidmar boxes. Nothing's bolted down, nothing's set up because I simply don't have the time at the moment. And we all know you don't set machines up unless you have the time to do it. What I did do is kind of load a few of the things I have into the Vidmar cabinet for the 10K. I also picked up one of these 40 position tool holders, which I think is really cool. Expensive as hell, but I had to have one, had everything else. So that's a whole story in itself. Here's the Super 7, which this summer will be totally restored and operational. I just love this lathe. I swear, the South Bend 10K and the Super 7, I can't even make a decision between the two of them. One's a 7, one's a 10. This is my favorite 7, that's my favorite 10. Then here's the 8520. Again, everything here is a work in progress. I just think this thing is adorable, to be honest with you. Who couldn't love a 8520? And it's little brother, the 8540, or bigger brother, actually, depending on how you look at it. The horizontal. Oh, I can't wait till I get this thing cooking. And the Rockwell, what is it, 21100? Something like that, I forget, I don't know. I just think this thing is outstanding. R8, VFD, it's a real nice machine. Can't wait to get that together. The closing now, I'm thinking of selling it. I bought it just because it matched those two so nicely. The colors are off, as you can see. But I tell you the truth, I used it once, and if this isn't the best lathe I own, if the end of the world came and I needed one lathe for the rest of my life to do what it is I do and plan to do, I'd probably have to keep this. Just because it is such a damn good lathe. Paid a hell of a lot of money for it. Got offered $2,800 a few times. Wasn't ready to sell it, but I think I'm going to have to call one of those guys back and off it. Because as you can see, there's not enough room here. But I'm working on that. One of the rivets. These things are a thing of beauty. Artwork at its finest. Atlas running gear. Another project. And then there's the little Atlas 618. I just happened to find a really good deal on a stand. And then I found this at a flea market for $350. How could you pass that up? So I whacked it all together and it came with all the goodies, of course. And this is something I really want to restore, set up to use in real small jobs and leave it sit in the corner. The MFC with everything, including a variable speed vertical milling head, custom made. That's a story in itself. All the goodies, everything I think you could ever use on one of these. What is that? 2 rotary tables? I'm such a pig. I still have about 3 or 4 more in the back, but here is the Atlas Shaper. Man, this thing should just be parked up in the office. How can't you adore this machine? And then, of course, the South Bend treadle without the treadle, which I will kill for if someone could find me a treadle. Maybe not kill for, but I'll pay for it. This is something I picked up, didn't even look at it. I think it's a filer. You put the file and it goes up and down. I think that's what it does. I didn't even look into it yet. I'm sure I'll get on the internet and figure it out shortly. The Delta triple duty. Picked this up from a buddy of mine. Then I instantly found all of the missing stuff on eBay. On this side, that's why it doesn't match. I could use that nut. That would help me out greatly. I don't know about restoring this thing. I think it looks cool just the way it is. The Bulova surface grinder. Yep. that is a very rare machine. And you're looking at the machine. When you go to Tony's website, you know, the UK Lathes website, the pictures of my Bolivar are on that site. I'm very proud of that. Through a friend of a friend, I got to know somebody who knew about this machine and worked at Bolivar. Gave me the basic information on it, which I was super stoked to have. I think he kind of chuckled at me for how in love with it I was. But, you know, some guys just don't understand. I respect and understand all guys' intentions with machines as long as they are good ones. Which is anything but scrapping them or getting rid of them. Now, this Sanford is such a teeny tiny little machine. People have told me, oh yeah, I see them all the time. I've never seen one of these machines. And here's a water bottle. Okay, here's a water bottle. So just to show you how big the machine is. The thing is tiny. And then we have the Rivet bench. That just became a dumping ground for vices at this point. And a Themac grinder, whatever it is. I'm going to sell that. I don't think I need that. Well, then again, need and want. I don't think I want that. Let's face it, I don't need any of this crap. This little drill press I picked up from a guy I thought was super cool. Has a lot going on. And, yeah, I think I'm going to get a new belt and hook this thing up and make it look real pretty. And then, of course, the tools to work on the cars and the tools to use in the machines. I don't think I'll ever have to... And check out this. How cool is this box? Oh, I love that thing. That's going to be a decoration piece up in the front shop when we're all done. And speaking of which... Oh, wait, before I go, here's the Dual 13. I got to tell you, I think that's the best lathe made, period. That thing is just... It's a Romy, you know... Bridgeport name, a couple of different names. And sorry about the mess. Everything is just thrown in place at the moment. But this is an outstanding machine. Really, really good machine. It's the only one I really use, to be honest with you. I believe this is a 1958 JS tool sharpener, tool grinder, whatever you want to call it. Bought this super cheap, went to flip it, realized I couldn't do it, and ended up taking it off eBay or Craigslist or whatever it was and pissed a guy off who wanted to buy it. And the living hell, which is the painting of the floors in the shop. So in order to paint the floors, you got to move everything off of them, right? So, including dog vomit. Anyway, here is my Rivet 608, I believe. I don't even think the person that sold it to me knows what it is. That is another thing of beauty that is just screaming out for me to finish. That's what's going on the bench in the back. Way over there is 1927 South Bend. Underneath all the garbage. And then, of course, the grinding corner. I'm sorry, I just can't get to it at the moment. Just a little jammed up. This is a video. A couple of guys requested seeing the tools. And I really would like them to be set up, oiled up, and ready to go to really show everything off. And I'm going to do a really good video at one point. But right now is not the time for a really good one. So you get this cheesy one. And the Bridgeport, of course. Between that and the Dual, that's all I work with whenever I do work on something. If I need to make a tool, a screw, a bracket, or whatever. Those are the two machines that I go to. But the other ones sure do look nice. And then there's a South Bend I picked up, which is for sale. Anybody, I don't know, $1,000, South Bend, 10K, going once, going twice. Hit me up before I fleabay it. I do have some extras, purchase price Penzon extras. So, I don't know, about $1,000. I bought it, I raped it for all the goodies, including another turret for my 10K. And now I'm offing it. And speaking of the turret... I think this thing's cool as hell. As it turns out, I also got a dual, what's this called? It's a tool post, dual action tool post holder. Sounds good to me. You know, it's great. I have a whole bunch of hardened stuff, and it actually is set up to work on this turret. So I ended up taking all my hardened stuff off eBay and keeping it now. All right, so that's about it. This is my living hell. Last month of turning it upside down to get it ready to start doing some custom and machine work. And the good news is I have a guy coming in who actually knows how to use all those machines. Stay tuned for the next one.